Welcome to the Full Tactical Range by Range Systems. I'm Bo Dobozinski, lead instructor for defensive mindset training, and this is your drill of the week. In this week's drill of the week, I'm going to show you 3 drills that you can do if you have got a competent shooting partner. So let's get started. Having a competent shooting partner is actually a really valuable thing to have in your defensive firearms training. The reason why is sometimes when we're working by ourselves, there's a lot of things that we can miss about our own techniques. We simply watch what's happening at the target, or we watch what's happening with a shot timer, but we might not see areas in which we're being deficient. For example, maybe we're doing too much movement on our emergency reloads, or perhaps we're cutting out areas of a draw, or there are different kinds of things that are going on as far as your ability to identify targets going downrange. With the partner too, the other element is there's a lot of stuff that they can help us to do that becomes reactive. So instead of us simply saying, hey, there's a target, I'm going to shoot it, I'm going to try and make this time, and here's my standard of accuracy, all of which is good, we don't ever get to react to the changing nature of the targets downrange. And so one of the things that we're going to be able to use today with our competent shooting partner and a tactical flashlight is the ability to respond to changing target dynamics downrange. So the first of our drills is we're going to do a down drill. Now you've seen down drills before on this channel, and we did it back over here on my hot wall. And the idea with that one is we would continue to shoot all the way to the ground with our threat. Now the beauty of that one is we got used to moving the firearm all the way down to the ground with a moving threat, but there was no instigation as to when that was supposed to happen. We just decided, oh, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots all the way down. But we don't know when that bad guy's actually gonna fall down. So the first drill with the down drill is we're actually gonna work on the stimulus of the guy going down. And to do that, I've got my target set up down here. We're just gonna use one target. That's my normal human shaped silhouette. And it's got an 8.5 by 11 center of mass and half of the 8.5 by 11 center of face. And with the flashlight, what your partner is going to do is he'll be standing slightly off into the side, and on the buzzer, he'll produce the light and light up the target. When he goes to light up the target now, he can leave the light up as long as he wants and then make the target, in essence, fall down. So you get to continue to engage the target until you get the visual stimulus of the target falling down. So it's not just, hey, there's my target, my standard of accuracy, how quick can I get my shots on target? I actually have to do something until my target ceases to be a threat, it goes down. So that drill looks like this. Drill number 2 is we would work now with the target being in motion. So I've got 3 of those same targets set up as before with the center mass, center of face. And this time with my partner again set off to the side. On the buzzer, he can light up whichever one of these 3 that he wants, and then he can start to move. So if he lit up over here, he can now move back and forth between these different targets. And I have to try and stay with the fact that my target is now moving around. When we're shooting, right, we have to make sure that whatever we're shooting, we're actually hitting something that's worthwhile. So our standard of accuracies still have to remain the same. So if you will, this is sort of a less expensive version of working with some sort of a large mobile target system. But this way at least gives you the opportunity to stimulus. You're watching as that target is moving, and you can make a response to it. And of course, as soon as your partner is ready, he can make the target fall down. And when he falls down, that's your threat is no longer a threat, and you can start to engage in your after engagement procedures, tactical reloads, moving to safe locations, engaging in tactical superiority positioning. All of those pieces now can be done in our simple static range setup. So that's how this one goes, so you can check this one out. The third thing that your partner is really valuable in doing is deterrence drills. Now, deterrence is a really valuable skill to have for us as defenders. And the reason why it's such a valuable skill for us to have as defenders is because this is where the rubber meets the road in defense. That about 80% of the time the firearm is produced in self-defense, the trigger isn't pulled. So it's just that the presence of the firearm is there. But what we want to have is a really well-developed system by which the verbalizations and actions that we take are consistent with gauging in deterrence, that protect us eventually from if we have to deal with law enforcement following that deterrence situation. This time what's going to happen is you've got your target downrange, your person is standing next to you, and they're gonna now start to engage in conversation with you, there's a deterrence event happening. Hey man, have you seen 5th Street? You know, where's my car? Right? However they wanna start to engage in, you can start to respond with your deterrence process. If you don't have a deterrence process, get the Concealed Carry Master's Course. Session 4 is all about how to build deterrence. And you would have now to work with the person starting to yell with you. And of course, as soon as the light comes up, that's now a lethal threat. And again, just like drill number 1, lights up as long as he wants until, threat goes down. Now it's not a threat to your safety, and you would start to do your follow-up procedures. This, of course, being defensive mindset training, we can't make things, that easy. So we have to, of course, step it up a notch. That being the case, we have these fantastic mobile targetry systems by range systems, and we're going to utilize that to step up this deterrence scenario a bit further. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to be standing off here just slightly to the side of my target. So this target now can be in motion. And because it can move pretty rapidly, I have to be able to move my firearm presentation to whatever's appropriate. So if it charges me, gun would come out close. If it runs away, gun can come out far. And same thing as before, he's still got his light. When the light comes on, that thing's now a threat to my safety. I get to respond. Up until then, though, he can close it in on me, and I can work with it. Get back, don't get back. Stop getting close to me. And you can now work with the fact that that target is moving inward and outward from you, just like a real dynamic situation would be. These kinds of situations are very valuable for us to practice in live fire because we really don't obviously get the opportunity to do that a lot. And if you can't do this stuff live, of course, you'd want to run it cert. It's another great reason to have those cert pistols. So here's how this last version would go.
Talking all that trash?
Dude, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Nope, sorry, I can't help you. I can't help you. Dude, get back.
Huh?
Dude, get back. Get back.
Check this
Get
out.
back. Having a competent shooting partner is a really valuable asset in your self-defense journey. Things like these stimulus drills are just drills you really can't do on your own. And because such a large majority of your defense is based upon visual acuity, really training that skill to be able to see the stimulus and make a defensive response is critical. If you don't have a good shooting partner, go look for one. If you don't have anyone around, see if you can build one. And building a shooting partner can take time. Helping them to work through draws and shooting fundamentals, developing their safety, their muzzle and trigger finger awareness to a high enough level that you can start to do some of these drills will take time. But in doing that, it'll actually make you a better shooter too, because you're looking to identify those errors and make corrections. Look, this is really the thing that makes the difference between good instructors and not good instructors, is just because they went and did something high speed does not mean they can teach that skill at the same level as a really good instructor. The really good instructor is really good because he can identify your error and he can make a correction that can make a positive difference in your ability to defend yourself and your loved ones. Seek out those instructors that can do and make that change. So for defensive mindset training, I'm Bo Dobuzinski. We'll see you in the next drill of the week.